days ago, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bill 3859 into law, which is a very discriminatory bill, particularly against people in the LGBTQ community. The Human Rights Campaign wrote an article about this on their website, and here's what they had to say. They said the Human Rights Campaign strongly condemned Texas Governor Greg Abbott for signing into law HB 3859, a patently discriminatory bill which allows child welfare organizations, including adoption and foster care agencies, to turn away qualified Texans seeking care for a child in need, including LGBTQ couples, interfaith couples, single parents, married couples in which one prospective parent has previously been divorced, or other parents to whom the agency has a religious objection. It will also allow taxpayer-funded agencies to refuse to provide services to children in care if the agency has a religious objection to that service. This bill will allow foster care agencies to turn away people who want to adopt a child if they meet any of those requirements, and also the bill will allow foster care agencies that are responsible for caring for LGBTQ youth to refer them to conversion therapy. And here's another thing that the Human Rights Campaign said about this. They said research consistently shows that LGBTQ youth are overrepresented in the foster care system, as many have been rejected by their families of origin because of their LGBTQ status and are especially vulnerable to discrimination and mistreatment while in foster care. HB 3859 will only exacerbate the challenges faced by LGBTQ young people. So this is an important example of people actually being discriminated against. Sometimes people will make the argument that we don't have discrimination in this country. Everyone has equal rights. Gay marriage is legal now, and there's nothing to worry about. And they'll criticize people who protest and fight for equality. And in some cases, they're right. But now we have a case where a group of people are undoubtedly being discriminated against. And so as a result of this bill, there are many gay couples that will be turned down from adopting a child because of their sexuality. They could be perfectly fitting parents, but they won't be able to adopt. And many children will also be left without a home and will have to stay in the foster care system. You shouldn't be able to make a law just because of your religious beliefs, which is why I think and which is why I hope this bill gets turned down in court. There's supposed to be a separation between church and state, and this bill does not do that at all. It allows taxpayer-funded agencies to refuse to provide services to children and care if the agency has a religious objection to that service. Religion shouldn't take any part in the law-making process. Just because you have some stupid religious belief doesn't mean you get to impose that belief on other people. The U.S. is not a theocracy. It doesn't establish a religion, so this Texas Governor Greg Abbott shouldn't be able to either. The worst part about this bill is that it allows foster care agencies to refer LGBTQ youth to conversion therapy. And so conversion therapy is just a very abusive, harmful method where extremist religious people try to convert gay people to being straight. They use horrible, abusive methods to do this, and here's a video of someone who went through conversion therapy talking about his experience.
Physical therapy was my hands being tied down and blocks of ice being placed on my hands. Then pictures of men holding hands would be shown to me, so that way I would associate the concept of the pain of ice with a man touching me. It worked really, really, really well. My dad could barely even hug me anymore when I would scream out in pain. Then we went into heat. So coils would be wrapped around my hands, and you would be able to turn the heat on or off. So now if we had a picture of a guy and a girl hugging, it was no pain. If there was a picture of a guy and a guy hugging, we had physical pain. We then went into the month of hell. The month of hell consisted of tiny needles being stuck into my fingers, and then pictures of explicit acts between men would be shown, and I'd be electrocuted. At this point, I was completely done. God did not want me on this earth anymore. So we lived on a 3-story building. I told my sister goodbye, and I walked to the roof. So my mom finds me up on the roof. Says, you know, she will love me again if I will just change, because my sister had tattled on me. My mom's up there, you know, she'll love me again if I'll just change.
So this kind of treatment to people is what Texas Governor Greg Abbott is allowing. He's okay with foster care agencies sending people away to camps like this because of his religious beliefs. So I was looking at articles about this bill being signed in Texas and saw an article from TexasValues.org, and this was their headline. So it says, Victory, Governor Abbott signs Religious Liberty Bill, Freedom to Serve Children Act. So they act like it's some amazing thing because it's religious freedom, but in reality, this is just a horrible bill that's going to be very harmful to children in the foster care system. And then so the article went on to say, the signing into law of the Freedom to Serve Children Act is a major victory for children and for religious liberty in Texas. Faith-based providers across Texas are now free to recruit foster families and place children with loving families, said Jonathan Stenez, president of Texas Values. HB 3859 ensures that there's a place for everyone at the table, at a time when children need everyone at the table. We're grateful for the leadership of bill authors, Representative James Frank, Senator Charles Perry, as well as Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Governor Abbott for agreeing that faith-based foster care providers should be free to serve. First of all, providers were free to recruit foster families and place children with loving families before this bill was signed, so I don't know why he's saying that they're just now able to do this. And also, this bill just literally doesn't ensure that there's a place for everyone at the table, because the whole point of the bill is to leave out people from the LGBTQ community. This article apparently supports Texas values, and it's just factually incorrect and is in support of this discriminatory bill. Hopefully this Texas bill gets overturned in the courts, because there's no reason why this discriminatory law should be in place.